Have you ever heard of a single person who was a doctor, a philosopher, an astronomer, and even a poet? It sounds like something out of a movie, but this person was real, and his name was Avicenna. 1,000 years ago, long before modern hospitals and laboratories, this genius laid the foundations for medicine as we know it today. But who was he really? And how did one man manage to change the world in so many ways? Let's travel back in time to the 10th century, in a region that is now part of modern-day Uzbekistan. A young boy named Ibn Sina, later known to the Western world as Avicenna, showed incredible promise from a very young age. Imagine this, by the age of 10, he had already memorized the entire Quran. By 16, he was teaching himself medicine. He didn't just read books. He devoured them, absorbing knowledge from ancient Greek, Persian, and Indian traditions. His hunger for learning was insatiable, and it wasn't long before he began to question and challenge the established ideas of his time. Avicenna's journey into medicine wasn't just about curing diseases. For him, it was a philosophical quest. He believed that to heal the body, you must first understand the soul. This holistic view was revolutionary. He saw the human being as a complete system, where physical health, mental state, and even the environment were all interconnected. He didn't just treat symptoms. He looked for the root cause of an illness, considering everything from a patient's diet and lifestyle to their emotional well-being. This might sound familiar to us today with our focus on wellness and mental health, but a millennium ago, it was a radical way of thinking. His most famous work, the Canon of Medicine, became the standard medical textbook in Europe and the Islamic world for over 600 years. Think about that for a second. Imagine a book written today being the go-to medical guide in the year 2600. That's the level of impact we be talking about. The Canon was a massive 5-volume encyclopedia covering everything known about medicine at the time. It was so comprehensive and well-organized that it became the ultimate authority for generations of doctors. So what made it so special? For starters, Avicenna was a master of observation and logical deduction. He meticulously documented diseases, symptoms, and treatments. He was one of the first to describe meningitis, to understand that diseases like tuberculosis were contagious, and to suggest that some illnesses could be spread through water and soil. He also detailed surgical procedures and was a pioneer in experimental medicine, proposing methods for testing the effectiveness of new drugs. He outlined rules for clinical trials that are surprisingly similar to the ones we use today. But his genius wasn't confined to physical health. Avicenna was also a pioneer in what we would now call psychology. He understood the powerful connection between the mind and the body. He wrote about conditions like depression, anxiety, and phobias, and he recognized that strong emotions could cause physical illness. He even used music therapy to soothe his patients' minds. He told stories of patients whose physical paralysis was cured simply by addressing a deep-seated emotional trauma. He was, in many ways, one of the world's first psychosomatic specialists, understanding that a happy mind leads to a healthy body. And yet, medicine was just one of his many passions. Avicenna was a true polymath, a person whose expertise spanned a significant number of different subject areas. He wrote over 450 works on a vast range of topics. In philosophy, he sought to reconcile faith and reason, blending the ideas of Aristotle with Islamic theology. His philosophical writings were so influential that they shaped the thinking of both Muslim and European scholars for centuries to come. He was also a keen astronomer, making detailed observations of the stars and even inventing an instrument for measuring celestial coordinates. He correctly reasoned that Venus must be closer to Earth than the Sun. He delved into physics, studying concepts like motion, light, and vacuums. He wrote about geology, explaining how mountains are formed over vast periods of time. He was a mathematician, a chemist, and even a musician. For Avicenna, all knowledge was connected. He saw the universe as a single unified system governed by logical principles, whether in the movement of the planets, the functioning of the human body, or the structure of a philosophical argument. This interdisciplinary approach is perhaps his most enduring legacy. Today, we talk about the importance of STEM fields, but Avicenna was living it 1,000 years ago. He showed us that innovation doesn't happen in a vacuum. Breakthroughs often occur at the intersection of different fields. A doctor who understands philosophy can better empathize with a patient. An astronomer who understands physics can make more accurate predictions. Avicenna's life is a testament to the power of a curious and open mind, one that isn't afraid to cross boundaries and connect seemingly unrelated ideas. Think about the challenges he faced. He lived in a time of political turmoil, often having to flee from one city to another, serving as a physician and advisor to various rulers. He wrote many of his masterpieces while on the move, sometimes even while in prison. Yet, his dedication to knowledge never wavered. His life was a relentless pursuit of truth, an effort to understand the world and our place in it. So the next time you visit a doctor, take a prescribed medication, or even just think about the connection between your stress levels and your health, take a moment to remember Avicenna. His insights are woven into the very fabric of modern medicine and science. He wasn't just a historical figure. He was a visionary who saw the world in a way that was centuries ahead of his time. He proved that the greatest innovations come from a deep understanding of not just one field, but of the intricate connections that bind all knowledge together. Avicenna's legacy reminds us that the quest to heal, to understand, and to discover is a timeless human journey. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey into the past as fascinating as I did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories about the hidden figures who shaped our world.